This is Scott Peterson, the President and CEO of Positive Athlete Pittsburgh. And what's important about positivity in sports is, there's the character side of it, but there's also the health side of it. And one of the reasons we like the InfraScanner so much is the fact that it is one of these really new innovations that's taking care of something that's a real problem in sports. This event was fun because we had the athletic directors who came, and a lot of them came and they said, wow, I had no idea that this InfraScanner even existed. And then to hear Dr. Maroon talk about it, and that's why Positive Athlete wants to be involved in this and helps tie in with this, because it is a really important and positive aspect to sports and where sports is going, and where positivity in sports is. That's where Positive Athlete wants to be.
At the concussion clinic on the south side, Mickey Collins, Mark Lovell, myself, and other people, we see 10,000 new kids with concussions or post-concussion syndrome a year. About a third of these girls and boys who come to the clinic have had CAT scans. Do you know how many positive CAT scans that I've seen in the last 5 years? 0. I've seen none in these post-concussion syndrome. That's like 15,000 CAT scans that were done primarily in defensive medicine in terms of ruling out something. So this device, in the same at the professional level, when I have an athlete at an NFL game that has a concussion, we're always concerned that they don't develop a problem later and they don't have an intracranial hemorrhage or hematoma. So we're very careful. The same way, if there's any question, we send them to the ER for a CAT scan. Well, with this device, I've been able to use this whenever I've had any questions of a possible problem. I scan them myself, and it's a very reassuring thing to know that at this point in time, there's no evidence of an intracranial hematoma. It's not a complete substitute for a CAT scan if your suspicion is high and if you have any neurological symptoms or signs. If there's nausea, vomiting, severe headache, any visual abnormalities, pupillary inequality, yes, you go right to the hospital for CAT scan. But it's very unusual to have that happen. And you can have subtle, you don't have to be hit by a PAT bus to develop an intracranial hematoma. And you can have subtle findings. And to be able to use this repetitively without any radiation is a very positive thing. In the locker room, if there's a suspicion of a possible intracranial problem, it's such a benign thing, it's easy to use, it takes 2 to 3 minutes.
I think it's a tool that has not been present in the past for us to be able to use. It's going to provide another level of care for our student athletes as well as our students during the academic day. We envision this to be used as a tool through the triage and assessment protocols that we have in place. It's an opportunity again for our coaches, our parents, and our school administration to have peace of mind that there's another tool and a device to help us with the assessment and triage of student athletes as well as students throughout the school day. I think as a parent myself of student athletes, I think it provides a level of care that really is right at the sideline of the court or immediately available to help assess and triage their needs. It gets an opportunity for a quicker evaluation. My son or daughter are injured and we have to use a tool, then I know as a parent that right then and there I have a level of comfort that before they leave the field or the gym for the night, that we have a baseline of what they're looking at, and there's an opportunity that if we need to go to the next round of medical evaluations, at least we have that to go into and say, this device showed up negative or it showed up positive. If it shows up positive, obviously, we're going to make a trip to the appropriate medical care facility. But again, as a parent, and I've talked to other parents, and they're very excited about the fact that we have this, because again, it's peace of mind for them, so that they're not guessing and they're not worrying about what's happening. And I think overall it's going to be a benefit for our families.